Hello everyone. Take two, because I forgot to hook up my mic. In this video, I'm going to compare the Z1 Extreme on the Legion Go S versus the Z2 Extreme on the Asus Xbox Ally X in Satisfactory. I'll start off by doing one game, and then I'll do more games, just because it's easier to see and do it. But let's go. So this device has been freshly rebooted. Nothing should be on. It's a clean reboot, so let's get in and see how quick it takes us to get into game. And I'll do the same thing on the other one too, as well as we'll see the performances. Simple, no keyboard and mouse needed, straight to the point, like a console should be. Click the game, and it's loading. Now, let me just double check. We'll just wait for it to be in game. Oh. We're back in game. So let me make, we're getting about 42 frames per second, but this is also in nowhere. So let me go to the settings and show you what settings I'm running. So if I go to video, I'm running textures on ultra, motion blur, and that's pretty much the settings. I'm actually going to take a picture of this because I'm going to need it for the Asus when I do it. And then we can go down and see what the upscaler is. So the upscaler is just, I'm just using FSR in performance mode. Honestly, it looks fine on the small screen. And then global illumination is off. That will absolutely change your performance if you turn it on. And we're getting about 40 to 50, so I'm going to go back to something where there's stuff going on. So we're getting about 45. This is perfectly playable. We'll have a look at the power that we're pulling. So 20 watts, we're at 20 watts. So this is a good starting point. I'm not going to change the graphics settings much because it gets very difficult to run this game really quick. So this is the settings that I run it. Now you can tweak it how you want, but this is how I've been playing, not only on these two handhelds, but my NUC as well. Because it just runs better. So you can see we're around 48 to 50 frames per second. Now I'll do the trip where I go back and forth for both of them just to see the frame rate. So we can see that we're still around that 50s area. Does these have fuel in it? So we're consistently over 30. You could lock this down to 35 and just play. It's not a very high-paced game. It does not need a lot of frame rate to play. I will get back to the base and cut. So now you see that we're creeping down into the 30s. But we're still above 30. We're still at 31, and it's pretty consistent 31. It's not like it's dipping below the 30s. And here we are. So this is basically the heaviest that I have, and you'll see that it's in the 30s to 40s still. Now this game, you might think that it's 30. It's completely playable. It's not a fast-paced game, and it does kind of just fine. And then we'll kind of go into the vegetative area because and it's doing still above the 30s. This game, especially when you go into these densely forested areas, it starts to nosedive in perf. So as soon as I go into that forest area, you'll kind of see that the frame rate isn't as high as it should be. But yeah, so we're still above 30s. Excuse my base design. It's not great. It's just like conveyors kind of everywhere. But yeah, so that's at 20 watts. So now I'm gonna drop it down to 15 watts and see what happens. So 15 watts, you can immediately see that where it's still playable, you're just at that 30 mark. We lost quite a bit of frame rate. And there you go. It's starting to dip into the the upper teens. We're still holding 30. I mean, I sometimes play it like this. Like if I'm on a plane or something and I want to squeeze every ounce of this tiny battery down, you can simply just play it like that. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, see, it starts to really like suffer. Now we're below the 30s for all the time in this heavier area. And then if I try 13, oh boy. Oh. Okay, now it's really suffering. This is not playable. We also have the resolution set to 1920. You could drop this. Here, let's do it. I'll drop it to 800. 1280 by 800. It's still not. It's still not going to recover. But yeah, that's this game on the Z1 Extreme. Now let's switch over to the Z2 Extreme and see how well it does on that. So now we're on the Asus device, and I've already suffered through trying to get the display out because I had to deal with Windows and my Elgato device and everything didn't quite work out, but it's good to go now. I'm gonna go back into controller mode because I had to. So we're at 1080p. I have auto. I don't want this off. So this is how it boots in. I'm gonna manually override it to 20 watts. So we can get an apples to apples comparison. Now, there's nothing running in the background. I gotta change this. See, it's so annoying. Windows is so annoying. Anyway, so let's go to see how we launch from this Xbox full screen mode. Where is my games? So Satisfactory, and let's go in. It's gonna go in and open Steam and then launch the game. It's not as elegant as the Steam OS. I have a bias because I like Steam OS. You can just pick it up and play. It's pretty straightforward. Unlike this, which is terribly annoying. Where's the game? Is the game even loading? Oh, yeah, there we go. It's going in. I literally don't want this on. Why is it? You guys saw me turn it off. Oh, no, I don't want to use it. Okay, so I'm going to match the game options as the other one. So we're 1080, motion blur on, and let me find that photo and set it to it. Okay, so we had textures to ultra. Wait. Yeah, textures. I can't see it. There we go. Shadow quality was medium. Far shadow trace was far. Post processing was low. Anti-aliasing was low. Foliage was near. VFX was low. Foliage quality was medium. Light quality was medium. View distance was far. Cloud quality off and low. We had FSR on. We had it on performance. These are the same. Global illumination off. Okay, that's it. Let's go into the game. We're at the 20 watt TDP. Where did I? Okay, so we're getting 30s, 26, 35. Oddly enough, it's lower, which it shouldn't be lower. Something is funny going on. Oh, because it's an assignment. There we go. There we go. So we're getting north of 60, or we're getting 60, which, as we saw with the other one, it just wasn't able to do 60. I think we were hovering around 45, 50. This is already doing quite a bit better. Like when we were going down to the 30s, this is still staying in the 50s. So people who say the Z2 Extreme is not worth it, this looks like a pretty substantial uplift to me. And then I'm going to go back to the base and we'll drop the. Yeah, we're still getting close to 60, and obviously we're in the VRR range of the device, so it's buttery smooth. Absolutely nothing wrong. You could probably crank the settings higher or increase the FSR. Okay, let's drop it down to 15 and see what it does. So now at 15, we're seeing 40s. This is still higher. We were closer to the 30s with the other one. This is still hovering around the higher 30s to 40, so it's a little more than 10% faster, just roughly speaking. Let's see if we go to that forest area. Does it dip? Nope, we're still in the 45s, 40s. Now we saw our first dip to the 30. But this is substantially better than the other one. Yeah, we're in the 40s here. Now let's go down to 13 to see how it does. So out here at the 13 watt, we're still, it's like almost no performance. High 30s, 40s, low 40s. And yeah, you can see that the APU is pulling about 13 watts. It is incredible performance for 13 watts. Mind you, this thing has an 80 watt hour battery too, so you could play for quite a long time. And then let's go back to the main base to see how much of a hit we really get. So there you see it, that we're in the 20s, 26, 27. But you'll still see it stay at 30 more than we did with the other one. Whereas the other one was going down, we're still getting above 30. Yeah, there's occasional dips here and there below, but we're still getting, like, if you're just like around building your base or whatever, you're still getting 35 plus FPS. There we see another hitch where it goes, but it catches itself pretty well. Now, this one gives the control of you disabling CPU boost, so I want to see if that makes a difference. Ah, it's about the same. If anything, I think it's a little lower. Yeah. There's performance figures for you between the Z1 Extreme and the Z2 Extreme and Satisfactory. Now, again, this is a single game. I will do more games, and we'll see. I think that the other games I have in line are Enshrouded, The Last of Us. Those are two. God of War 1 I can do. It's an older title, suitable for handhelds. And then I can't really do multiplayer ones because the Steam OS doesn't support a bunch of multiplayer ones, but this covers